So we're going to review another approach to the tonality, and then we're all going to take turns playing, so we each get a chance to try being in these different roles. Because it, again, creates, depending on the instrument and the music and who you're playing with, you're going to create different relationships. And even here, think about grounding, matching, synchronizing, maybe there's echoing. You can also think about fading and increasing the energy, decreasing the energy. You can do all those things. Even from the bass, you know, we can certainly influence the music a lot. But from any of the instruments, you can do those things. Create the relationships. So as we play, seek out opportunities to somehow connect with somebody else. You know, whether it's filling in a hole that they leave a hole open in their playing and you put something in that, or you play with them, either exactly with them or something complementary. How are you relating to the individuals in the group as well as the music as a whole of the group? Does that make sense? So listen to the whole effect, all the music. How am I playing with the whole music together? But also, how am I relating individually with people? And that's really exciting. It gives you so many opportunities. So for right now, we're going to explore one more scale. I mean, there's so many scales that we can have, but let's put all the bars back on just for a moment. Because changing the scale changes a lot. It changes the whole aesthetic. So what we're going to do, instead of removing the B's and F's, right now we're going to take off the D's and the G's. And something fun you can try, and I think if any of you want to suggest this, is you just say, hey everybody, let's take off the something and the something. And if everybody takes off the same 2 bars, usually you can take off 2, it's okay. You can take off more than that, or you can just take off 1. But then you can see what it sounds like, and play around with it. Yeah, let's hear that. Leave it up to you what bass notes you want to play.
Okay.
You know,
I'm not quite done yet. D and B.
D and G. Yeah, D and G. And it's not uncommon on the bass actually to set up the bass so that you only have the 2 notes for the bourdon. So if you had people and you want to give them a chance to play the bass, then you could actually just leave the 2 bars, 2 notes on the instrument that you would like to have for the bass, and then, or you know, maybe 4 notes or something. But you don't need to leave all the notes on the bass. Since the bass is usually playing just those 2 notes for the bourdon, for the grounding, you can just take off everything else. It makes it very easy to know which notes to play. Okay, but this is experimental, so let's experiment a little bit and find parts that you think fit, and then we're going to go all around and rotate.
Does a certain interval required?
Well, the bourdon, if you want to play a bourdon, it's always a 5th, so just the root and the 5th. But no, I mean you can just...
The root note can be any note?
The root note can be any note, yeah. It changes, if the root note changes, then it just changes the whole sound of the scale.
Okay.
Yeah. So we're changing the bass, you know, under the tonality. And we're going to look at this a little bit more when we talk about changing bass note under a fixed chord. So we have 1 chord. Instead of changing the chords, we keep the chord the same and change the bass note. So that's another approach. But yeah, just experiment and find something that you like. So, and I'm going to try to find an ostinato, and then we've got...